I pretended to be mute for 4 years, not because I couldn't speak, but because I wanted to hear what my own family really thought about me. And during that time, I learned something painful. The people who claimed to love me the most were the quickest to turn me into a burden. It all started my sophomore year of high school, after a serious car accident left me with a concussion. For a few weeks, forming full sentences was difficult. Doctors said it was temporary, stress-related. I spoke very little, short answers, slow words. Most people assumed I wasn't very smart anymore. The injury itself didn't shock me. What shocked me was how fast people changed. Teachers stopped calling on me. Friends stopped including me in conversations. People talked around me instead of to me, like I wasn't a person, just background noise. When my speech fully came back, I made a decision I still can't fully explain. I didn't tell anyone. I kept speaking slowly, carefully, like someone who never fully recovered. That's when the truth began to surface. One afternoon at lunch, my closest friend leaned over to another guy and said, "He used to be fun. Now he's just depressing to look at." They laughed. I sat there silently, stirring my food. At home, it was worse. My parents assumed I couldn't follow complex conversations anymore. At night, they spoke openly in the kitchen. College might be a waste of money for him, my dad said once. We should focus on his sister. At least she still has potential, my mom replied. They didn't whisper. My younger sister started correcting me in front of people, exaggerating my pauses. "He needs extra time," she'd say, like I wasn't even there. Her friends treated me like a charity case. For years, I listened. I listened as relatives called me the accident kid. I listened as my uncle told my parents I'd probably live with them forever. I listened as my guidance counselor suggested realistic careers like warehouse work, even though my grades were still near the top of my class. I documented everything. Dates, notes, audio recordings. The act finally ended at my sister's college send-off dinner. Everyone was celebrating her scholarship. My dad raised a glass and said, "At least one of our kids has a real future." That's when I stood up. "I do too," I said, clearly, confidently. The room froze. I continued, "I've always understood you. Every word, every conversation. You thought I was too broken to process." I played one recording, then another. My mom cried. My dad went silent. My sister walked away from the table. I didn't yell. I didn't insult anyone. I just said, "You didn't lose me in that accident. You chose to give up on me." I moved out a month later. Today, I work in cognitive rehabilitation, helping people find their voices again after trauma. Life has a strange sense of irony. Do I regret pretending? No, because if losing my voice helped me see people for who they truly are, then it gave me something far more valuable than their approval. It gave me clarity.